through many layers of code, you can provide some sort of automatic flight. But we say, going from an aviation perspective, that that's not how it works, meaning that you're not sure that
Ja, liebe Freunde von Modellpilot.EU, auch insgesamt ist diese Drohne, so wie wir das jetzt hier sehen, schon so weit mit den Sensoren. Jetzt haben wir hier eine Innovation. Kristof wird uns da gleich was dazu sagen. Wir werden das wieder auf Englisch führen. Aber es ist so, wir haben hier an der Drohne Sensoren. May I take it, yes? Yes, I know. Wir haben hier an der...
I'll take it.
Thank you. Wir haben hier an der Drohne vorne Sensoren. Und was vorher nicht möglich war, ist, was Sie jetzt gleich auch darüber erzählen werden, dass Sie genau den Abstand auch halten. Und durch den Abstand, den Sie halten und mit der Linse, die man vorne hat, kann man genau erkennen, ob dieser Riss in der Fassade oder bei der Inspektion, wie groß er auch ist. Man kann da quasi Rückschlüsse drauf ziehen. Und was noch interessant ist, worauf er noch gleich eingehen wird, ist, dass das System, so wie Sie es gemacht haben, auf einer ganz anderen Chipbasis ist. Bei anderen würde es das Rebooten längere Zeit dauern. Hier ist es so, dass Sie mit Ihrem eigenen Flight Controller einen Piep nach unten senden. Da weiß der Pilot Bescheid, oh, mit dem System funktioniert was nicht. Und die sind unterhalb einer Sekunde wieder neu gebootet, sodass Sie dann ganz schnell auch weiterarbeiten können. Bei den anderen Systemen dauert es immer so 20 bis 30 Sekunden, weil die einen anderen Chip nutzen. So, das Ganze werden wir jetzt noch ein bisschen auf Englisch machen, ein bisschen feiner. Und Kristof hat mich ja auf Deutsch verstanden. Ja, danke. Aber er wird in dieser Richtung wird er es jetzt auf Englisch erklären.
So, gerne.
Kristof, thank you very much that you talk something about your system. We started with the sensors. Tell us something about the sensors. How does it work?
So the technology that we've chosen is the same technology that's currently nowadays being used in cars as well for parking assistance. And for us, what was really important when we looked at the drone market, we come from an aviation background. And nowadays, what you see in most of the cockpits is an electronic flight instrument system. And what we were looking for was, what can we do specifically for a cockpit, for a UAV pilot, in order to aid him in a specific operation? And one of those things that we immediately came up with was that it was very difficult to estimate the distance between the drone and the object at hand that we are currently inspecting. So what we've done is we've taken the principle of a parking sensor being used on an everyday car, as well as the feedback given by that parking sensor while you as a driver can see within the vehicle. And we've made a real-time downlink between the UAV and the base station in order to provide for that information. This aids the pilot in two ways whilst performing an inspection. The first aid is that the pilot will be capable to receive information to provide for anti-collision, meaning he will know how close he is towards the object at hand. And the secondly, as Stefan has already mentioned, is that due to the fact that we can measure the distance between the camera lens and the object at hand, we can use that information to estimate the spatial resolution of the defects. And this allows us to provide for the same level of quality of an inspection image as it is being taken nowadays. Because, to be honest, we are not talking about drones, but we are talking about how that we can use drones within the inspection industry. And that means that the client who asks for an inspection does not care how he receives that type of information, but he wants it with the same quality, with lower risk, and maybe at a higher speed to acquire more information. And that's what we've done with the Ranger system. Maybe if you would like, I can already continue about the flight control unit.
I have a question. These are not telemetry data over the radio control system. This is a really autonomous system which sends it down to a special box. You have it on the ground. Is it correct?
Yeah, that's fully correct. Due to the fact that the industry is still quite young, we know that there will be a lot of evolutions that will happen in the upcoming years. We've created something like that approaches the same philosophy as autonomous vehicles nowadays.
Okay.
Meaning that if you take a BMW or a Mercedes vehicle, there's already a lot of electronics behind. And whilst the owner is already sitting in the car, the software updates will come by in order to give the car more performance or make it more economically sound or drive more automatically. And in the same philosophy, we said the same thing, that we said, okay, we are going to create our own UAV to base station downlink that provides us for a platform on which we can develop much more. And the key innovative feature here is that we can provide for real-time information on any computer or smartphone device that aids to give that information as an actual flight instrument of the UAV.
Oh, perfect system. So you have a big horizon to put the feature in other systems.
Yes, there are a lot of visionary people talking about the UAV industry, and our objective is not at all to be visionary. Our objective is, and that's also the reason why we are visiting today, is to get a good feel with the market, to feel what the current pains are, and to be able to develop solutions based upon a platform that is capable of doing so. So for us, we know that there are a lot of visionary items possible with UAV, but we tackle it in a step-by-step approach, and we've looked for the right and correct strategic building blocks in order to do so.
Oh, thank you so much, Kristof. And the next one is about the flight controllers.
Yes. The tendency within UAV industry nowadays is that you have open source systems, you have closed source systems, and what you see is that there is a multi-layer, a large computer that most of autopilot manufacturers are adding upon their flight control system in order to create for more autonomous flight. And that means that they are opening up this world for developers in order to create application-specific solutions. But the comparison that we would like to make is those types of computers are a multi-layer software and are actually pretty much comparable with your cell phone that you have currently in your pocket. And our problem is, if you want to put those systems in an airworthy way within general aviation, for your cell phone to reboot, it takes 1 to 1.5 minutes in order to receive the same functionality again. And we said for a mission critical application that's too long of a time. So we designed specifically our flight control unit as well as the software that runs on it to act in this stage in time as an actual co-pilot that can look in a much more rapid way that you can control or react for the drone to do something, can act as a co-pilot that looks over the shoulder in order to aid you with the specific mission at hand. And in that way, to make a comparison, if something with our system would fail, it will reboot in 0.2 seconds, and even during that 0.2 seconds, you will always have manual control of the UAV itself.
Kristof, thank you so much.
Very welcome, Stefan.
Yes, and war nicht schlecht, oder? Was gerade gesagt hat. Mir hat das sehr gut gefallen. Sehr innovativ.
Vielen Dank.
Bitte schön.
Und einen schönen guten Tag.
Ah, das lieben Dank. Kristof, danke.
Vielen Dank. Ja.